Today I'm going to show you how to build this awesome first order turret with full 360 rotation. Time to put away those satellite dishes all over our bases.
Bye-bye.
And replace some of them with this new defense turret. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe because we got plenty more Lego Fortnite builds coming your way. All right, let's go ahead and get you your material list. All right, here it is. This build is actually rather light on materials. We're just going to need 70 granite, 14 obsidian, 2 cord, 6 knot root, 2 obsidian slabs, 5 durasteel, 1 plastoid, 3 mahogany, 3 copper bars, and 6 iron bars. So the first order of business for this build is, get it? First order.
Not funny, dude.
Okay, super cringy. Anyways, in all seriousness, what we're gonna do is we're gonna filter to the first order build kit in our build menu here, and we're gonna go over to walls under building parts, and we're gonna grab the 2x16x12 first order wall 6. We're gonna place one right here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and grab these corners here. It's the first order wall tapered 2x2x12. We're gonna slap these here on the corners, and we're basically just gonna build a box out of these pieces here. So continue to use these walls. We're gonna place one there. We're gonna place one there. Make sure the light part is flipped inside, by the way. We'll put the corners here, and we're gonna put one more wall. Oh, make sure these are flipped the right way. We'll put one more wall right here. Next, we're gonna be using a combination of some of these roof pieces. So we're gonna start with the 6x6x2 trim corner here. We're gonna place this all the way in the corner where it's covering up the studs right there. We're gonna place these on all 4 corners. Next, we're gonna get the first order trim 1A. It's a 2x2x2, and we're gonna put these on top of the wall. We're not gonna snap them into those corners, and we're gonna put 2 of these on each side like this. And then we're gonna take the Star Killer trim 4A, and we're gonna place that in the middle, and then just go around and do this for the rest of the sides. Next, we're gonna get the first order floor inner 6. This is a 16x16x1. We're gonna bring this up slightly. We want a little bit of the side walls kind of sticking up above it. We're just gonna place it right there in the middle. And then up top here, we're gonna go to the half walls down here at the bottom of the wall menu, and we're gonna grab this half wall tapered with the little black vent on it. We're gonna bring this as far forward as we can and center on that platform. And then we're gonna take these corners here. We're gonna rotate them to where the actual design is facing into the corner. We're gonna do those on both sides, and then we're just gonna repeat that to build a kind of like little box stand around the entire thing. Now let's use a 12x12x1 first order floor 5. We're gonna go ahead and cap that off on the top, and then we're gonna make sure that it's all even around there. We don't want any of those edges hanging off. And we're gonna take 4x4x1s. We're just gonna build these over into the sides here evenly, in kind of that pattern there, and then we're going to place one here in the middle, and then again another one on top. And from here, just make your way on over to toys. You might have to remove your filter to get to this, but we're going to go to controls under here and grab a controllable swivel, and we're going to slap that right on top of the center. Now we're going to go OG style and grab some majestic manners walls. We're going to go all the way down here towards the bottom where we've got these half walls. And we're going to take the castle half wall 4. It's a 2x8x6, and we're going to place this on top of this swivel. We want it centered but just slightly forward right there like that, and we're going to place another one right behind it. We're going to make a box out of this. We're going to do 4 of them in total, so that would be our 3rd one and our 4th one right here. Now out of OG mode, back into first order business here. So we're going to go ahead and filter back to this, and we're going to come down to these half walls. So we're going to grab these first order half wall tapered. It's the 4x2x6, and what we're going to do with these, it doesn't matter which side you put on this since this is going to swivel. So we're just going to find a side, and we're just going to place one down right on top of that little floor piece there. Now we're going to take a 12x2x1 first order floor 5, and we're going to rest this right on top of that piece we just put down, but we're going to want to make sure that it's kind of center and there's even amounts hanging off from that cube. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to slightly bump this thing up. We don't want this sitting on top of the actual piece. We want to find some clearance there. So make sure it's center and just have a small gap right there. And then what we can do is we're going to snap one in here, and we're going to bring one right over to the other side. So now we're going to break this piece out, and I always recommend using an uncommon pickaxe because it takes 2 hits to break a piece. That way, if you hit the wrong one, you're not going to be kind of resetting a ton of your progress. And now we're going to take the same wall, and we're going to put it right under that thin floor piece, and we're going to nudge this forward until we are lined up with the outside edge there. We're going to take the same one, We're going to do this here. This time though, we're going to rotate it inward and we're going to place it down right there. And then an easy way to do this is just to snap into the existing piece and bring them on over to the other side. Now remove your build filter because we're going to need to access under controls. We need to grab this pressure plate. What we're going to do with this is we're going to bring this pressure plate up, right up to the top here. And then we're going to go back to our filter and grab some first order floors. These are going to be the first order 4x4x1s. We're going to aim right at the bottom of the pressure plate to flip this piece and have this against the wall there. And we're going to bring it down towards the bottom here. We do not want to make contact with that floor piece underneath it. Otherwise, this will not swivel. But what we're going to do next is we're going to remove the pressure plate and we're going to place a couple more of these down right there. Using the same pressure plates we did for the front, we're going to place these on the sides like this. And then we're going to go ahead and grab this Starkiller 4 floor. It's got that little black vent, really cool detail on there. We're going to aim this right there just like we did previously. We're going to bring it back to where we have an entire 2 studs worth on the back there, you can see. And we're going to raise this up to make sure that the bottom is flush with the actual base of the turret. Now from there, we can go ahead and remove this side. We're just going to do the same thing over here. Now grab the 8x2x1 and we're going to snap it right in here to the back of the floor pieces we just put down. We're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. And then from here... Yo, thanks for the follow. And what I was about to say before that awesome person followed was let's make our way over to roof pieces and we're going to grab these 2 Starkiller trim curved pieces down here in the corners. We're going to take this first one here and we're going to place it lined up at the same angle as the wall we're attaching it to like that. And then we're going to take the opposing angle and do this here on the other side. Now take the 12x2x1 first order floor 5 and we're going to rest this right on top up against that cube we put in the center. We're going to stack a second one right on top. And we're just going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Now you should still have this in your recents, which is the castle half wall 4. We're going to stack one right on top here. This is going to be a place we're going to set down one of the pressure plates here. And then we're going to go back to the Starkiller floor 4 with that little black vent. We're going to aim right here at the bottom. And we're going to get this to place on the back here. So we're going to place one there and stack a second one there. And now from here, you can go ahead and remove this. We don't need this any longer. So clean that up and clean this up. Next, we are going to be setting some floors on top here to cover this up. So just make sure that where you place these floor pieces here, they are lined up flush with that top part of the cube. Let's go back to the 8x8x1 with the top vent there. And we're going to just place that right on top of the cube. And then we can go back to the smaller 8x2x1, place one on the front and the back. Next, let's go into decorations and outdoor. We're going to get the first order shortwave antenna here, and we're going to place this just high enough to be covering up that lighter section of the floor. Now, the one thing I do like to do is rotate this twice to basically create a mirror image of one another. And then underneath it, we can go ahead and drop one more of the small ones right up the center. Also wanted to point out here that there's a number of other cool pieces, such as the larger antenna here, and then over in electronics, we've got some of these antenna and even this stuff here. So you can kind of experiment with a bunch of different stuff to place on here. You don't have to be stuck with just this design. Now for the front of this, I chose to go into the wall pieces here and I grabbed the first order sigil and I just pretty much centered this up on the front. You can feel free to add these all around the walls or put whatever kind of decor and things you want to put on there to really dial this in and make it look great. So in order to control the swivel, all you need to do is make some form of connection with a driver's seat, which can be found inside of your controls and toys section. Now, this isn't generally where I would place it, but just for demonstration purposes, you can now use your swivel controls to swivel this any direction you want. Now, it is a bit fast. I feel like I wish they could really slow these controllable swivels down a bit because, I mean, if you hold it down, look how fast this thing rotates. It's absolutely wild. If you enjoyed this build, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new here. We've got plenty of other videos coming here in the future, and make sure you check out some of the videos on screen right now because YouTube thinks you're going to like them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm signing off for the day. I hope you all have a great one. We'll catch you later.